Oh, hi guys. Welcome to the latest episode of Cricket Draft Insight. Today I'm going to reveal my provisional squad for the One Day Cup. Just a disclaimer, I am recording this a bit in advance. The game hasn't quite gone live yet. I won't post it until it has. But things are very busy on the pitch and off the pitch. A few things at the time of recording. I don't think Worcestershire and Kent are playing week one. And I think this team should cost I think it should cost 100 million as it stands. Yeah, let's get into it. Right, starting with the batters. So I've got Miles Hammond, who tends to flirt around all my squads, often as sub. He's not currently signed to the 100. Probably bats middle order, 4, which I'd be happy with. He might open. But I'm quite happy with him at 4. I might even bowl a bit, actually. Been bowling a bit more in the county championship this season. I've then got Graham Clark of Durham, who's another one. He's been at the 100, a regular at the 100 the last few years. He's not at the moment. Will he? Another one might open, might bat middle order. His middle order county championship. He opens in T20 Blast, so we'll see in the One Day Cup. We've got a good record. Been scoring quickly in T20s, and I think got it in him to go and score hundreds in the One Day Cup. The first time we'll be playing this day. Cricket football. He might have played. Did he play odd game or two last year? But obviously, normally been at the 100. And then the other one I've got is Jake Lehman, who bit of regret that I didn't pick him from the off in the county championship, given that I've followed him quite closely for a few years. Might not be perceived to be ultra aggressive. Also, does mean I'm not picking Ali Orr, who did well last year. Lehman's got a good record. He's obviously been really consistent in the county championship. Certainly scoring 50 plus scores. Good record in Australia the last few years. In the One Day Cup, as much as we like all these young players and differentials, a player like him with an absence of the top quality, he should be thriving. I know he's batted sort of 5 in Australia, but he's tending to be 4, I think, isn't he? I'd like to think he'd be size 4 for Hampshire. Hammond, Clark, Lehman. That's quite a strong batting lineup, I think. I have Daniel Hughes in my county championship squad. Don't have him in the T20 Blast. He hasn't historically played One Day Cup. If he was available, that might be a spanner in the works. But as it stands and money wise, Hammond, Clark, and Lehman, assuming the first two don't get called up to the 100. Right, all rounders. So I've got Luke Benkenstein, who's a semi-iffy one. He's had 1 or 2 good innings in the Blast, but hasn't bowled too much, and when he has, he tended to go for like bowl 1 over for 12. But he does have it in him. Obviously, it's Critchley as well, but he's got it in him to score some runs. I think. I can't remember. Has Charlie Ellison gone to the 100 now? But Benkenstein hopefully gets opportunity with bat and ball. He did take a 5-wicket haul a few years ago, and then I've also got Archie Bourne, who basically ruined my county championship campaign when I captained him ahead of Higgins. Anyway, but he still should do well. Obviously, I know Jack Leach and Josh Thomas probably be a good one. But Bourne with bat and ball should be playing regular in the One Day Cup. He did score 100 last year. Even if he's middle order, bat and ball, I think he'll get opportunities to do well. Just looking on my list, which I've realised is before I updated it because I've got Matthew Waite there. Right, Ben Green, who hasn't been at the peak in the T20 Blast. Not with the ball anyway, but has been doing very well in the county championship. I think I said before, he's only ever played 400 games, which are the only games he's played outside of the Blast, despite historically being pretty good. He hasn't been at the peak with the ball. Interestingly, he's gone and opened the batting and he scored quite quickly. But again, in the One Day Cup, bat and ball, he should be thriving. And the other one I've got is George Hill. Now, George Hill was 1 o'clock a few years ago, back end of the season, and I thought he's going to come good. And I didn't pick him, and he did really well. And I kind of haven't picked him because a lot of people are picking him, and I don't like to sort of necessarily follow the crowd as such. But he's just one of those now. With all the players who are missing, he just sort of elevated to a higher level. So Benkenstein and Vaughan, a bit of spin, batting, and then Green and Hill. More sort of pace bowlers. Is Ben Green captain for the One Day Cup? But yeah, that's pretty strong all-rounders. On the wicket-keeper front, so sort of semi-accidentally ended up with Chris Benjamin in the county championship squad. But like I say, I don't think Kent are playing week 1. So I've got Joe Cracknell, who I had around my squads, was in my county championship squad, got injured. but he's back. He's back playing. Does he open? Maybe he's middle order. I don't think he had a great one-day cup last year, actually, but he is capable of scoring very quickly. And if he's fit, he's keeping wicket. He's an exciting player. So Joe Cracknell with the gloves. And then on the bowler front, I think this is my county championship bowling attack as it stands. Ethan Bamber and Ben Aitchison, both of whom can bat a bit. Aitchison maybe more than a bit based on what we've seen. Does have a very... It's been great to see him playing regularly. Obviously had that great game, was it against Middlesex, in the county championship. Though his career economy in T20s is very high, but I still think one day cup he should do well. Bamber should play, and Jamie Porter is the other one. Now, of course, there's definitely risk of rotation. I'll come to my sub in a minute. Probably all miss out at some point, and if they all miss out on the same week. Obviously, I haven't put Ben Code in here. Hopefully, he comes back and plays, but then he'll do well. But then he gets injured. I can't pick them all, so he misses out. Then on the bench, so I really like Sam Teacherand, but I've got Callum Nichols here, Gus Miller, Troy Henry, if they're involved. Callum Nichols, just something exciting about the new. He's yet to make a first team appearance. I hope he gets a go. Numerous Glamorgan players, batters are at the 100. Nichols has been scoring quickly in the middle order in the second 11. He's got to have a chance. Even if he's on my bench, I'd just really like to see him play. I've then got Ralphie Albert, been playing England under 19s. I would have thought he would have played more this year, to be honest with you. I think he did play the first county championship game, but he's on my bench all-rounder. And then got Joe Moores as wicket-keeper, who is in all my squads, often generally a sub, but he's got something to offer. Exciting batter. I actually thought he might get signed to the 100. He still might. But he's there. And then the big sub is Shafiqullah, isn't it? Shafiqullah Ghaffari. Durham, who's quite expensive. He's got a very good record in Afghanistan. I'm very surprised he hasn't had more opportunity in the Durham first team. I know they've got some spinners. Souters at the 100, so is Callum Parkinson. Now, George Driscoll is a pretty decent one-day cup player and has actually been scoring a lot of runs in the second 11. So he merits being in there. But I would still think around all the pace bowlers. And I would like to see Durham, like Robinson, Hogg, Minto, get a proper crack, But Ghaffari has got to play. He's absolutely got to play. He honestly could do really well and actually can bat a bit, given the opportunity. He should be tearing it up in the one-day cup. So even if he's on my bench and he does well and it frustrates me, I would like to see him play. So yeah, my one-day cup squad as it stands: Miles Hammond, Graham Clark, Jake Lehman, Luke Benkenstein, Archie Vaughan, Ben Green, George Hill, Joe Cracknell, Ethan Bamber, Ben Aitchison, Jamie Porter. And on the bench, we've got Callum Nichols, Ralphie Albert, Joe Moores, and Shafiqullah Ghaffari. Let me know your thoughts. Obviously, I'm having a mare in the county championship, but I'm doing pretty well in the men's T20 Blast. I was doing well in the women's, but basically ever since Cricket Draft asked us how things were going, and I said really well, I've been plummeting. But one day cup, hopefully can do a bit more like I have done in the Blast rather than the county championship. But I know a lot of people will be looking forward to this competition and eyeing up doing very well. Let me know who you've got your eye on or who you think is going to be, the breakout players. Thank you very much for watching. How's that?